Hey, welcome to my channel. My name's Holly. I'm really glad you're here. So, the cool thing about today is we're going to talk about the one thing that everybody on this planet wants, and it is the only thing everyone on this planet wants. Are you ready? How to be happy. Yes, I happen to be the expert in happiness on the planet. I do consider myself to be the #1 expert in happiness on the planet. I'm a widow of less than 18 months, and I am the happiest person I know. And I truly believe I will be the happiest person I know for the rest of my life. And it isn't because of drugs, and it isn't because of alcohol, and it isn't because of a relationship or a person. It's because I know the hack to life, and I know the secret, and I know how to be happy. And I honestly understand other people don't know because God taught it to me. So I can teach it to you today, and I'm really excited. Yay! Now, I will start by saying this. Some people do already know the key to happiness. I'm not going to tell you something you already know. That's the good news. I'm not here to waste your time. The bad news is it is something that you do know to do, but the good news is you don't know what it is. It's actually a multitude of things. It's not just one thing, it's a lot of things. When I first realized I wasn't happy, I was 25 years old. I was sitting in my house. I had 2 babies and a husband and a business and everything everyone told me that I should have to be happy, and I did not feel happy. I had a sports car. I had everything. A lake house. You name it, I've had it, and I was not happy. I have had every natural thing that you can think of. So I'm telling you that that's not the key to happiness. The key to happiness is also not knowing God. That's not a key to happiness, is knowing God. It's not a huge part of it. It's a part of it, I guess, but there are a ton of happy people that don't know God, so knowing God isn't a part of it. I guess you thought that was part of it. Nope. You are way more in control of your happiness than you could ever understand. The more you have may be making you less happy. And I'm not saying throw your stuff away. I'm just saying that stuff and happiness is no correlation. I'm also not saying that it's not super fun to have a yacht and a beach and all those fun things. It's great. It's great to go and do and live and whatever. But it isn't the key to happiness. And there's a ton of people that can go and do and live whatever and do whatever they want that off themselves all the time. Things are not the key to happiness. What is? If all of that stuff isn't the key to happiness, what is? I have had a lake house. I've had a sports car. I've had multiple men try to marry me at one time. I'm not kidding. These are real things that have happened to me. My life is like a movie. It's very cool. I've had crazy stuff happen. It didn't make me happy. What's the key to happiness? Is it a fancy job? No, I've got one of those. That's not the key to happiness. Is it a hot boyfriend? Nope. I have that. Had it. Could have it. Don't want it. It's not the key to happiness. Next. Is it every ounce of makeup you could buy? Nope, I've got it. It doesn't make you happy. Next. Is it having great hair and great skin and never having like acne? Nope, I've never had acne. I'm not. That didn't make me happy. Next. This is terrible. It's true. This is true. I'm going to keep going, and you can just... It's not any of those things. What's the key to happiness? The key to happiness, to be quite honest with you, is to serve. That's the key. It's to create more than you consume. That's the key to happiness. The key to happiness is to forget all of the stuff the world tells you is going to make you happy and that you're striving for. Right now you've got a list. And on this list is about 10 things. And I'm going to tell you what 10 things are on the majority of American people's list, okay? Check social media. Check on my kids. Do my job. Make sure I'm happy. 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 And on that list, under make sure I'm happy, depending on the person, it either reads, make sure I ride my bike, make sure I take a run, make sure I get a nice coffee, make sure I take a bath, make sure I take wine, make sure I take my... Whatever it is, fill in the blank. And there's about 5 of those people have to do during the day. And there's like all the extra stuff. Like, gotta go work. I gotta do this. I gotta be married. I gotta take care of my kids. Whatever it is. It says have to, and it's just like, I wanna and this stuff will make me happy. And so this is on the list every single day. What can you create? What can you create? What can you do? So many people in your head just went, nothing. No, you can create something. What do you got, kid? What did God give you to work with? What do you have sitting in your hands to create with? What is it? Are you an artist? Are you a teacher? Let me give you an example. some people think, oh, I'm not very talented because didn't do well in school, or oh, I'm not very talented because I'm not great at sports. Those are two things. There are so many other things on the planet that there are to do. Do you know that it's some people's job to clean up lice? That's a lady's whole job on Instagram. She has a whole lice cleaning business. She gets on a plane and goes somewhere and she does a whole lice disinfectant and she gets lice out all the kids' hair and she does the whole thing. They pay this woman money to do this. And then she gets on a plane and she goes home at night. That's her business. That's someone's job, and I bet nobody told you that was somebody's job when we were in school. Do you know that it's my job to run social media? My day job that I get paid to do every single day is I get paid to work with Instagram and Facebook. I get paid to work on YouTube. I get paid to look at social media and make stuff happen with it. And that's not the only thing I do, but that is one of the things I do. When I was growing up, that was not a job. And when Instagram came out, we would have all laughed, and they probably would have guessed that I would be the one to get paid to do it. But we would have laughed if somebody would have said, yeah, Holly's gonna get paid to work on Instagram one day. That would have been a joke. But it's true. Why? Why is this a thing? Because you don't know everything. So create. You can help somebody. It doesn't have to fit in a box for it to be helpful and useful to the world. You know, you have so many gifts and talents. Look around your area. Who's near you? Who are your neighbors? Who are your friends? Who are your cousins? Who's your family? What do your kids need? And if your kids need it too, other kids need it. Think through. What's a problem you solve for you that you enjoy solving, and then work on solving that for other people. Reach out, see who you can help. Now, this isn't start a small business seminar. What I'm saying is, when you create, you know, who are happy people in society? If you look at people, are the happiest people the ones that constantly are working for people? Sometimes, if they're treated well. 100%, not everyone's meant to be a business owner. But a lot of people are happy when they're just getting to do their thing. When they get to do their own thing, when they're their own boss. Some of the happiest people I know are landscapers, or people that run their own lawn company, or people who run their own fill in the blank. But it's someone who does their own thing. And honestly, it's not the people that run those companies, it's the people that do that as a solo service provider. Those are the happiest people. The people that just get to show up to another person's home, help them, get paid full price for it, keep all the money when they're done, and leave. Those are the happiest people on planet Earth. Now, why are they the happiest people on planet Earth? Because they created. They did a task. They served. They did something well with what they had. They knew how to do that. Have you ever worked with someone who does well with what they have, who is good at what they do? Have you ever gotten to work with a photographer who just loves photography and they're like, no, you gotta stay one more second. I gotta do 10 more poses. No, because I gotta get this lighting. It's right here. Have you ever worked with somebody that loves what they do? They're not just there to do it just because. It's such a pleasure to work with them, isn't it? It's such an enjoyment to see their final product because it's always great because they love what they do. I like working with people that love what they do. It's hard for me to work with people that don't really like what they do that much. I'd rather work with people who love doing what it is they're working on because those are fun people to work with every day. People who don't want to be there, they're not any fun to work with. I don't like working with those people. And what I'm saying is, in life, in this world, we're all here to do something, right? We're all going to end up working. If you're a stay-at-home mom, you work more than any of the rest of us. So being a stay-at-home mom isn't not having a job. We're all doing something. We're all either staying at home with children or we're out in the world doing something. Otherwise, I don't know how you're making money and making a living and all that stuff. But ideally, we're helping people. And if, by the way, if you're somehow making a living and not serving someone or helping someone or whatever, maybe consider that's why you clicked on the video. I've had seasons of my life where I didn't have to work and there was no way I was going to have to work for any period of time. But I got a job because it made me happy. Because doing something made me feel fulfilled and made me feel like, okay, I got this. So maybe just consider that. But in general, what I'm saying is the key to happiness is creating. And it's not just having a job. It's not just punching a clock. It's not just having something to do. Have you ever been given a list of ingredients or just had so much stuff in the pantry? You're like, okay, I gotta make dinner. And you might be annoyed at first. By the end of it, you made something that was actually delicious and it was kind of fun to challenge yourself. And you're kind of like, oh, okay, I did that. That was awesome. And we saved $20. Does that ever happen? It's crazy what happens when you try to solve a problem an easy way and then it doesn't work out. You're like, oh. You try to go on vacation, but you don't have any money, so then you end up tent camping. It doesn't sound like it's gonna be a lot of fun. Do you know the best vacations I've ever had were tent camping? Maybe not the most luxurious, but definitely with the most memories, tent camping, for sure. For sure. Because we created something. When we got there, there was just barely end. And when we were there, while we were there, we created a tent. We made a whole living room. I grew up with 4 brothers. There were 7 of us, and my parents loved to vacation, but they didn't have a ton of money to vacation with 7 people, and so they would take us tent camping. And tent camping is, it's an adventure with 5 kids. But my parents were committed. They were always committed to having a good time with us. So I appreciate that about them. And so they had these huge tents, and they would set them up for us to sleep in, and then they'd have this other tent for us to, it was like a netted gazebo kind of thing for us to cook in. And my mom would bring a grill and a stovetop. She was making pancakes right in the middle of the woods, in the middle of nowhere with no power, no nothing. It was crazy, right? And they had all this set up, and then we'd have like lights and a generator, and there would be like, we would have our own tent city by the time we were done. And there are some people who know exactly what I'm talking about. It's called boondocking, and it is the most fun way to tent camp if you really enjoy life. If you really just want to be in nature and just work for about 6 days, it is so fun. But it is, if you're with a lot of people and you're just there to have a good time, it is the most luxurious experience, even though you're not spending a lot of money. You're spending some money, but my point in this, guys, is what I'm saying is, could you hear how much fun I sounded like I was having talking about the tents? Like, it's a lot of fun. It's so much work. You work probably 6 hours a day, 6 to 7 hours a day, and you get to play the rest of the time. But it's a ton of fun. And I've been on vacations at the Ritz-Carlton where all I had to do was sit there and they brought me everything, and you just, they drop grapes in your mouth pretty much, and they give you champagne when you walk in, and it's such a luxurious experience. And I'm telling you, tent camping with my family was more fun. And it's not just because of the company I was with, it really was because we were creating. We weren't just consuming. We were doing something. We showed up and we achieved something. By the time we left, first of all, we left the land better than we found it, I pray. We picked up all our trash. We made sure it wasn't a mess. But 2, when we left, nobody else had that campground but us. Nobody else had those experiences but us. Nobody else was going to stay at that resort but us. Nobody else stayed in that tent kitchen but us. It was a one-of-a-kind, unique experience that we created. The world doesn't get to have. It's just ours. I'm happy. That's a happy memory of mine. Why? It was created. A bunch of people worked really hard. Do you think it was easy for my parents to leave? My dad worked 70 to 80 hours a week providing for 5 kids without a college degree back then. It was a lot of work. He's a great sales guy. Do you think that he wanted to, after a 70-hour work week dealing with people for 70 hours a week, take his 5 complaining children and his wife to the middle of the woods? No, probably not. That probably didn't sound fun to my mom that had chronic pain and fibromyalgia, to take her 5 children to the middle of the woods after she had been spending all week with them without her husband because he has to work like a dog to provide for us. No, that doesn't sound like fun, to then get up and take those babies to the woods and do all that and work 6 hours a day on vacation and spend extra. No, that doesn't sound fun. In the mountains of North Carolina in the summer. No, that doesn't sound fun to me. But my parents did it. Because they wanted us to have a good time. There was nothing else to do. They didn't have social media back then. They could just sit on their phones and ignore us. Why not? Let's get up and do something. Let's do something fun. They created something. They didn't sit there and say we don't have enough money to go to the Ritz-Carlton or Disney World. They just said we created something. We're going to work what we've got. And to this day, I think that that's a great example to me of how to be happy. Because I watched my parents be happy for a lot of years. And every single time, there's a correlation every single time. And in this case, causation is correlation. They were creating something. One time my mom worked for 3 weeks on a surprise party for my dad for his 30th birthday. She had all his friends and family come over after work one night, and they sang karaoke in the backyard and had a whole thing. She created something. It didn't cost a ton of money, but it was fun. And a ton of people showed up because they created a memory in a moment. You have to walk into life and decide you want something out of it. You have to set a vision and a goal and then achieve it. I think we've got a lot of people right now that are so hell-bent on survival that they can't see anything else. Someone said to me the other day, and I loved it, and he said, all we have is this moment. There's like nothing back there, nothing up here. This is it. And in some ways, that's true. And on this planet, in this very manual world, it's completely accurate. As far as what you have currency-wise, all you've got's right now. So deciding to be upset right now is not a great plan. Deciding to just consume right now. If today was your last minute and you spent it just sitting and watching another TV show or listening to another podcast, I'm glad you're learning. But did you make one? Did you create something? I don't care if nobody watched it. I got a compliment one time. Somebody was like, wow, like it's so brave of you to keep going. Even though nobody's watching. I was like, what are you talking about? People are watching. Maybe not 10 million people are watching, but are you kidding me? I have 25 subscribers. If 25 of you came and sat down on my back porch and was like, hey, Holly, teach us about Jesus, I would be bawling my eyes out, like just crying tears of joy. Like I had achieved the biggest goal in my life. I'm thrilled that there's 25 people on this YouTube channel. Are you crazy? Stop thinking that you haven't achieved something just because it's not what someone else has achieved. That's what's keeping so many people from creating, is they have seen someone's vast, huge result that they've spent probably a generation earning, and they think, well, I can't make that, so what am I gonna do? Well, what have you got to work? After my husband passed away, I remember so clearly God said, work what you have. And I thought, all I have is me talking on my phone like this to people on my Instagram stories. What do you mean, what do I have? This is all I've got. And the Lord said, work what you have. And I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll get online and talk about Jesus then. I wanted to be a preacher. I wanted to go serve in the ministry the way I'd seen everyone else serve in the ministry. And the Lord said, I don't want you doing that. I want you doing this. You got to get behind that camera and speak. I'm creating right now. It makes me happy, even though it was a drag, even though I didn't want to stop my Sunday to do this and go and take time away from my children and away from my rest time to do this. Lord said, this is important. I need you to get this done. Get in front of that camera and create for 30 minutes and then go back to rest. It's not hard. Creating will give you everything you're missing. Go cook a meal instead of order DoorDash. Go make a picture instead of buy one. I'm not kidding, start small. But what do you generate? What is birthed out of you that doesn't get birthed out of other people? And I love asking people this, what do you do well that other people pay for? That they don't even enjoy? What do you enjoy doing that you do well that other people would pay for? Because that's my strategy in life, and it's been working really well. I'm like, just give me the stuff that I do well, and you guys all do everything else. It's been working just fine. I enjoy doing that. Just let me do it for you. I have friends and family in my life that, with everything going on in my world, they will still send me a graphic and say, hey, this is what I'm working on, because they know I love it. And I stop what I'm doing, and I help them work on it. I'm like, yes, this is what I want. Here, give it back to them. I love doing this. I love creating. I'm a graphic designer. Before graphic design got taken over by AI, that was what I thought I was doing in the workplace for a while. I love graphic design, but it's really time consuming, and so the workplace doesn't need it anymore because AI can do it in 2 minutes. So I can't do graphic design anymore. A lot of the issues that we have is we've got a lot of people who like creating in a workplace that doesn't need them to create. They've got a workplace that needs them to monitor. I need you to, this has already been thought through. I don't need you to think it through. I just need you to do it. Sit down and do it. We've got a workplace like that. And so for 40 hours a week, we've got a ton of people that are just sitting down and just, they can't think, they just have to do. And so I encourage you that one of the keys to happiness is getting to create more than you consume. And so if you're just having to do and be told what to do at work for 40 hours a week, and get home, and then all you do is consume what other people have done. So you're just sitting there watching what someone else has done. You do all day at work what someone else told you to do, and then what do you do next? What, sleep? Okay, you have to do what your body tells you to do. And then what, you're eating? That's it. So all day long, you're just kind of running through the motions. But if you create, then you're actually telling all the elements in the world to stop. You're telling every single person, stop, I'm gonna do something. Hang on, it's my turn. I'm going to produce something out of me. Out of me is something that's going to be birthed. And not just a human. I can do that too. But I'm going to do something cool, right? Like I'm going to do a project. It's like I see this world, and I know that that sounds kind of kooky, but I see this world kind of like a talent show. Like sometimes when I scroll social media, it just looks like a big talent show. We're all just like, hey, look what I can do. Hey, look what I can do. Hey, look what I can do. And it's like, hey, cool. I love what you can do. But sometimes we get so caught up in watching what other people can do that we forget what we can do. Choosing to create more than you consume is really just choosing to leave your mark on the world. It's choosing to say, hey, I get what you guys have all done, and that's great. It's super cool what you guys can do, and that's really cool. But hold on, I'm going to do something too. And let's all take a minute and leave space for what you're going to do next. What did God do? Is God happy? I think he's pretty happy. I've talked to him recently. Actually today he said he's happy. And do you know the guy is a creator? He's not a consumer. So you choosing to consume every spare minute of the day is actually you choosing to say, I don't matter. I don't have anything to contribute to the world of any stage, shape, or form. And I'm not just saying create as in make content on social media. I'm saying create as in go build a table. So that's what the Lord told me to say today. He said to create more than you consume. Holly, where's the verse? I don't have one. I have an absence of verses. I have no verses that tell you to watch TikTok every day. I have no verses that tell you that the answer to life is to order DoorDash. And I have no verses that tell you that you have nothing to leave on the world. I actually have a bunch of verses that tell you that you are to take the talents God gave you and do something with them. And that those who take their talents and bury them are left without any talents. And so creating more than you consume is honestly just deciding to use your talents for the betterment of the world and for you and for the Lord. My name is Holly Smith. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. I hope this made sense. It was pretty random, but this is what God told me to say today. So create more than you consume. It is the key to happiness. Bye.